Hi there. Are you learning English? Great, because today we're going to learn English through the story of a store that almost everyone knows, even if they don't realize it. Think about the last time you walked into a Costco. The doors slide open slowly. Cold air touches your face. The ceiling feels so high it almost disappears. The shopping carts are huge, like small cars, and they make a deep rolling sound on the concrete floor. You see families, small business owners, and older couples walking through wide aisles. And somewhere in the air, there's that familiar smell of warm pizza and roasted chicken. Costco feels different from other stores. It's not quiet and calm. It's busy and loud and full of life. But hidden behind all this noise is a quiet system that makes Costco one of the most successful companies in the world. One small item shows this better than anything else: the hot dog. For just $1.50, you get a big hot dog and a drink. This price has stayed the same for nearly 40 years. That's shocking. In a world where prices always go up, Costco refuses to change this one thing. For Costco, the hot dog isn't about profit. It's about trust. It tells every customer, we will not raise prices just because we can. It tells them, we care about giving you real value. People remember this. They talk about it. They bring their friends. That tiny hot dog builds more loyalty than any TV commercial ever could. But this idea didn't begin with Costco. It started many years earlier with a man named Saul Price. In the 1970s, most stores worked the same way. They bought products cheap and sold them for much higher prices. The more they raised prices, the more money they made. Saul Price thought this system was wrong. He believed customers were paying too much and workers weren't being treated well enough. So in 1976, he tried something new. He opened a store in San Diego called Price Club. It looked more like a warehouse than a store. The shelves were tall. The floors were plain, but the prices were shockingly low. Price Club had one special rule. Customers had to pay a small yearly fee just to shop there. At first, people thought this was strange. Why pay just to enter a store? But once they went inside, they understood. The prices were almost as low as what the store paid to buy the products. Saul Price wasn't trying to make big profits on each item. Instead, the membership fee paid for the business. This allowed him to keep prices extremely low. Customers felt smart. They felt like insiders. They felt like they were part of something special. Saul Price also believed in doing the right thing. He paid his workers more than other stores. He gave them benefits. He treated them with respect. Many people said this would hurt his business. But Saul Price knew something important. Happy workers do better work. They stay longer. They help customers more. And when customers are treated fairly, they come back again and again. His simple philosophy created strong loyalty on both sides. One of the people who learned from Saul Price was a young employee named Jim Sinegal. Jim watched how Price ran his company. He saw how honesty and fairness could build a powerful business. These lessons stayed with him for years. Then in 1983, Jim decided to start his own company. He partnered with a businessman named Jeffrey Brotman, and together they opened the first Costco in Seattle. From the very first day, Costco followed the same ideas that Saul Price had created. Charge a membership fee. Keep prices low. Treat workers well. Do the right thing. Have you ever wondered what makes Costco so incredibly popular? It's not about fancy buildings or flashy signs. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The warehouses are simple. Products sit on wooden pallets and the signs are plain. But every single detail is designed for one purpose: to save money. And every dollar saved is passed right back to you, the customer. The founder, Jim Sinegal, built the company on 3 simple rules. First, obey the law. Second, take care of customers. And third, take care of employees. These weren't just empty words. They guided every single decision. If a choice would hurt customers or workers, it was off the table, even if it meant making more money. This philosophy of fairness and honesty is still the backbone of Costco today. It's the reason you feel that sense of trust every time you walk through those giant doors. Now here's the real secret behind Costco's strange power. You might think they make all their money by selling huge quantities of products, right? Well, that's not the full story. The real engine, the heart of the business, is the membership fee. Millions of people pay Costco every year just for the privilege of shopping there. This consistent stream of income means Costco doesn't need to make a huge profit on each item it sells. It can offer products incredibly close to their actual cost, which is why the prices feel so fair and why that trust is so strong. Costco also has incredibly strict pricing rules. For most brand name products, they won't add more than a 14% markup. For their own brand, Kirkland Signature, the limit is about 15%. These aren't just suggestions. They are ironclad rules. If a supplier's cost goes up, Costco often chooses to earn less profit rather than pass the full increase to you. And if the cost goes down, that savings is passed directly to the shopper. This is almost unheard of in retail, where most stores would pocket that extra profit. This is why you don't feel the need to price check every item. You trust you're getting a fair deal. The food court is the most famous example of this promise. The legendary $1.50 hot dog has been the same price for decades. When a supplier wanted to raise prices, a Costco executive famously said they'd build their own hot dog factory if they had to. That's how committed they are. The rotisserie chicken is another classic. They sell millions of them every year, often at a loss. But these items aren't just about food. They're about building goodwill. They bring people into the store, make them happy, and that happiness turns into loyalty. When you feel good about a brand, you want to stay longer and buy more. Finally, let's talk about Kirkland's Signature. This in-house brand has become a symbol of smart shopping. Many Kirkland products are made in the exact same factories as famous national brands. The only real difference is the label and the price. By cutting out expensive advertising and fancy packaging, Costco delivers the same quality for much less. Over time, shoppers have learned that the Kirkland logo is a promise of value. Whether it's olive oil, batteries, or coffee, buying Kirkland feels like a quiet nod. A way of saying, I know what I'm doing. Costco's magic isn't just about big boxes and low prices. It's about a clever, almost hidden system that keeps us coming back. One of their biggest secrets? Keeping it simple. A typical supermarket bombards you with tens of thousands of choices. Costco? They only stock a few thousand items. This isn't laziness. It's genius. By limiting their selection, they can buy massive quantities of each product. When you buy that much, suppliers give you a much better price. And where do those savings go? Straight into our pockets as members. But there's another, more exciting side effect. Because the selection is small, it changes all the time. One week, you might find the perfect patio set. The next, it's gone, replaced by a high-end espresso machine. This transforms a simple shopping trip into a real-life treasure hunt. We find ourselves wandering the aisles, not just to buy what's on our list, but to see what new surprise is waiting around the corner. It's an experience, an adventure, and that's a powerful reason to return. Now, let's talk about the people who make this all possible. The employees. While many retail jobs are known for low pay and high stress, Costco flips the script. They pay their workers well above the industry average and provide solid benefits like health insurance and retirement plans. This isn't just kindness. It's smart business. Happy employees tend to stick around for years, even decades. This creates a team of knowledgeable, experienced staff who genuinely care about helping you. You can feel the difference. A friendly, helpful employee who knows the products inside and out builds more trust than any advertisement ever could. Speaking of ads, have you ever seen a big Costco commercial on TV? Probably not. They barely spend any money on traditional advertising. Their growth comes from something far more powerful: word of mouth. When we find an amazing deal or have a great experience, we can't help but tell our friends and family. We post pictures online, share tips, and become unofficial brand ambassadors. Being a Costco member becomes part of our identity, creating a loyal community that money can't buy. So, when you're pushing that giant cart, you're not just in a store. You're part of a system built on trust, loyalty, and a shared love for a good deal. But even for a giant like Costco, the future isn't guaranteed. The world of retail is changing at lightning speed. The rise of online shopping, led by companies like Amazon, has trained us to expect everything with a single click delivered right to our door. For someone living in a small apartment or juggling a hectic schedule, the idea of driving to a massive warehouse to buy in bulk can seem like a hassle. Younger shoppers, in particular, often prefer smaller, more frequent purchases. They just don't have the space to store 20 rolls of paper towels. Costco has tried to adapt. They have a website and offer delivery. But let's be honest, it's not the same. Browsing online, you miss the smell of the rotisserie chickens, you can't try the free samples, and you certainly can't stumble upon a surprise kayak tucked at the end of an aisle. The treasure hunt experience, the very thing that makes Costco special, gets lost on a screen. Figuring out how to translate that physical magic into the digital world is one of their biggest challenges. Then there's the question of its soul. Co-founder Jim Sinegal had a core belief: always do the right thing. He kept prices low and treated employees well, even when it hurt profits. New leaders are now in charge, and while they follow the same path, the pressure is always there. Some investors want higher profits, which means higher prices and lower costs. If Costco ever breaks its promise to its members and its workers, it risks losing the very trust that made it a legend. And finally, we have to talk about the hot dog. That iconic $1.50 hot dog and soda combo. In a world where costs for everything are rising, keeping that price steady is a daily battle. We've already seen small changes like the disappearance of the onion dispenser. These are tiny clues that show how hard it is to maintain that promise. But for Costco, the hot dog is more than just a cheap lunch. It's a symbol. It's a declaration of their commitment to value. If that price ever changes for millions of members, it will feel like more than just an inflation adjustment. It will feel like the end of an era. But Costco's simple secret is still incredibly powerful. Think about it. They make most of their money from membership fees. That means they don't have to play games and trick you with high prices on their products. By strictly limiting how much they mark up items, they build something priceless: your trust. They also treat their workers really well, which creates a loyal and highly skilled team that's happy to help you. And who doesn't love their private label brand, Kirkland? It offers amazing quality without the hefty price tag you'd see elsewhere. All of these different pieces work together perfectly, like the gears in a well-oiled machine. When one part moves, the others follow seamlessly. This is exactly why stepping into a Costco feels so different from other stores. You don't just shop there. You feel like you belong there. People bring their whole families. They get excited and chat about their favorite new finds and must-have products. There's a real sense of pride in being a member. It's more than just a store. It's a relationship, one built on a foundation of fairness and genuine value. So, the next time you walk through those big warehouse doors and hear the familiar echo of shopping carts rolling on the concrete floor, take a moment. Remember that you're stepping into a story that began decades ago with one simple, powerful idea. Just do the right thing. Treat people fairly and always keep your promises. That single idea is what transformed a single warehouse into a global retail giant and turned a simple hot dog into an absolute legend. If you enjoyed hearing this story, don't let the journey end here. Your next English adventure is ready and waiting for you. Go ahead and click on the next video to continue learning with another exciting story. You'll improve your English skills while discovering something new and fascinating. Thanks for watching.